Hi everyone, I'm June. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know, Livriomer is a channel about books. I love reading, I love fantasy and especially sci-fi. And by now I'm doing a challenge where I will be reading all the books in the Discworld series in case you want to check those videos. Today I want to continue doing these videos where I am talking about different topics, like the topic of today, which is TBRs. But before that, as I always say, this is just my opinion. You can agree with it or you can disagree with it. It's just an opinion. You don't have to take it so personal, especially with what I will say in this video, because I think it will be maybe controversial. I don't know. Let's see. For those who don't know, TBR means to be read. Essentially, it is the list of all the books you plan to read. And it is a very common word in the booktube community, similar to DNF or even book haul. TBRs are usually the books you have bought and are waiting to be read by you. But it can be applied also for those books you don't own but you wish to read in the future. Having a list of books you want to read is something very common. Everyone does it. I do it. I usually create a list at the beginning of the year to know which are the books I want to read every month. But as always, I never follow my own list. Let's see. At the beginning of the year, I said I would read all the books in the Sherlock Holmes series, and I have read 4. I said I would read the Malazan books, and I have read only 1. I said I would continue reading Asimov. I have read nothing. I said I would read the Expanse series. I have read nothing. So as you see, I never follow my own wishes. Therefore, I don't like doing TBR lists or TBR videos because I know I'm not going to make it. Although I'm trying to fulfill some of my book lists. So wish me luck. This channel, Livriomer, is a very new channel. I created it some weeks ago, but I have been in the booktube world for years. I have seen the beginning of booktube, and until now I have seen hundreds of channels and videos. So this thing about TBRs is not new. What it is new, it is the form to do it, and it is always evolving. I remember that in the beginning it was something so simple as having a pile of books in your hand and saying, well, these are the books I plan to read next month. Simple. Then it was this idea about having a TBR jar where you put papers with the names of the books you want to read, so you pick a random paper and that's it, your book for the next month. Then we find these wrapped books where you have to choose one and like a Christmas gift, you open it just to find the book you have to read. Oh, and what about the idea of inverting the books in your bookshelf so they don't show their spines, and because your bookshelf looks so ugly, you have to read them so you can put them back in the correct position. Then we have this TBR card where you put the books you want to read and then you can take pictures of them and upload them on Instagram. Now we have the technology so you can get an app that will help you to choose a book from your pile of books you haven't read. But what I have discovered lately, and it really surprised me, it is the games, TBR games. I have seen different type of games, board games, dice, cards, spinning wheels, variations of famous board games like Monopoly, just to choose your next book. To be honest, I find these ideas so clever and extremely creative. I would have never thought of an idea like that. My creativity has a limit. But, and I'm sorry to say this, but I feel that all these ideas are kind of pointless. Okay, I know that by now you want to hate me. I know you want to kill me for what I've said, or both things at the same time, or one after the other. But before you do so, give me some minutes to explain my thoughts and maybe they won't sound so harsh. Okay, I understand. I get it. I know why you do it, and I think this is because one of the 2 reasons. either personal or for business. I say personal because we need to do something new. I have been a reader for many years, and I know that just writing a list of books to be read is a bit boring. So we need to create something new. We need to find a way to sparkle our motivation to read books. And these games or techniques are a good way to do it. And when I say business, which is not about business anyway, it is just, I don't know how to call it, but if you have a blog or a YouTube channel, you need to create new content. You need to call the attention and bring more viewers and hopefully subscribers. So we need to create fun videos, and this idea of TBR games is one of them. And it's okay, it is a great idea. But if you are just a random normal person who loves reading, I think you don't need to do any of these techniques, because it proves me right about what I said in my previous video. I said that reading is a hobby. It is for pleasure. No one obliges you to do it. But what if someone obliges you to do it? Like your language teacher at a school? Or what if you yourself oblige you to read? So, if I happen to create a TBR game, I feel like I am obliging myself to read books that I probably wouldn't read other way. And I have seen this in some booktubers when they find out which is going to be the next book to read. Sometimes they look so happy, sometimes they feel worried. If you feel worried and you're like, oh, I didn't expect to read this book yet, maybe it is a horror book and you were supposed to read it by Halloween. It proves me right that you are forcing yourself to read a book when you were not supposed to do it. And the same goes when you feel happy. I have seen that some booktubers feel so happy when they discover the book they have to read next. But my question is, if you feel so happy to read that book, why you didn't pick it in first place? Why you have to wait to read your favorite books until a board game tells you to do it? But I get it. I know, it is for fun, it is for your channel, I get it. But that is why I say that just normal, random people don't need to do these techniques, because you really don't need them. If you have 100 books, you don't need to do a TBR game to choose a book, because I guess if you have 100 books, it means you want to read them all. That is why you get them or buy them. So you just need to pick any book. Any book will work. But I doubt that that is the reason. I feel that the reasons are two. The first reason is because you are doubting if you will like the book or not. Because we don't know that until we read the book. So you don't know what book to choose in order to feel your decision was right and worth. And the second reason is because you feel anxiety to read them all. Too many books and such a few time. So you don't know which one to choose. Because any book you choose will make you feel that you could have chosen a different and better book. You want to read them all at once. So at the end, we don't want to be the one choosing. We don't want to have that responsibility. We don't want to be the one doubting or having anxiety or feeling guilty for choosing a bad or wrong book. So we leave it to a TBR game. Again, I'm not against this. I'm not against the techniques or games. I find them very creative and fun. Some are more fun than others. And I'm not against the idea of forcing yourself to read certain books, if it is for a bigger purpose. If it is a personal decision to motivate yourself to read, or because you want to have some new content in your channel, do it. It's a great idea. All I'm saying is that there is an easier way to do it. Just pick any book to read and read it. Any will work. Okay friends, I know I have touched a difficult topic and I am pretty sure that you disagree. So you can leave your comments about it. Let's share opinions about this topic. Remember that I'm not against the idea. All I'm saying that what I do is just choosing a simpler way. Well, that is by now. Be safe and happy, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.